What is up, guys? The LA Gamer here, and today I am bringing you guys episode 7 of my Madden 16 Rams rebuild series on the PS4. Now, in today's episode, I know it's been a little while, it's been a couple weeks since the last episode of this, and I apologize for that. The reasoning behind it is just because I've been out of town, I've been a little bit busy, and I don't really know. I feel like I almost kind of maybe forgot about the series when I was trying to start up some new ones. I don't remember exactly what happened, but yeah, so that's basically the news and what's going on nowadays. But either way, I'm finally back. I'm a little bit sick right now. You can probably tell by my voice. It's a little bit raspy. It's a little bit different than usual. So I'm just gonna try to power through this episode. Luckily, in this one, as you guys know, it's just gonna be kind of a simple episode where we just sim this season and get a better idea as to how our team developed and get an idea if we have a big chance to make some run in the playoffs of some sort. So something like that. That's what we're gonna do in this episode. And I don't know. Let's just get underway. See what we can do now. Real quick, actually, let me look at the rookie signings. Don't exactly remember how all these things went. Now, I also discussed, I believe it was in the last episode, that I was even considering possibly trying to put or make Tavon Austin a running back, and I still have that idea that Tavon Austin would be a really cool running back to have because he's got like 97, like 95 speed, 97 acceleration. He's got great open field stats, and he doesn't really do much for us in the receiving game anymore. So I kind of want to try it and see what happens, but I don't know what his overall would be. I wonder, actually, let's try changing him, and if it doesn't, like, if his overall is still low, then we'll change him back to a receiver. But I think his overall might end up actually being really high if we move him to a running back. So 1 second, let's move on over there. Here we go, Tavon Austin. Edit player and move him to running back. So let's see how this ends up. For a second there, I thought we were gonna be able to edit his name. I was like, that's kind of weird. But let's see, running backs now. He is an 85, so he's actually pretty good. 95 speed, 98 agility, 93 acceleration, 97 ball carrier version, 96 elusiveness. He's just like not as powerful as Todd Gurley. But let's see if we switch our thing to speed back real quick. Let's see what that does too, because now I'm like really curious if we want to try this and just see what happens, because this almost seems really, really fun and kind of a cool experiment. And it wouldn't hurt to try it out for a year. I mean, we had Todd Gurley the past couple of years, and he's been doing pretty good, but I wouldn't mind trying some new stuff. So let's see. At a speed back, Tavon Austin's actually the same overall as Todd Gurley, and Todd Gurley's only that good because he has the confidence boost. So let's try this, honestly. Let's try Tavon Austin there, and we'll just move like a random guy to receiver to kind of fill up Tavon's spot. Let's see. We have not wide receivers, maybe a tight end. No, we don't have any tight ends. Yeah, I forgot. We need to fill out our roster a lot. This Trailhawk. Let's see how fast these guys are. Maybe try one of them at the new receiving spot. Who can catch better? This guy can probably catch better. So congratulations, you are now a wide receiver. Welcome to the league. So okay, we did that now. And now we can basically just hop into it, sim the season, and kind of get a better idea as to what this next season is looking like, an idea of what we can maybe do. So we're going to sim to preseason week 1, then sim to midseason like we normally do, get an idea of the stats, get an idea of what we want to do, moves we might want to make for the future, and things of that nature. So let's get going here. Let's see what we can do. You just gotta try to talk through the simulation screens. Oddly enough, people don't believe me. This is actually a cloud type franchise, so this is being done online. But for some reason, it still takes years and years and years for it to actually sim. So I don't know what that is. But here we go. Let's sim to midseason. Let's see what we can do. Tavon Austin. I feel weird having Todd Gurley as a backup because, like, obviously, I hope you guys aren't that upset about it because obviously I do understand it might stunt his growth a little bit by keeping him on the bench. But I do really want to see how Tavon Austin does, because if Tavon Austin ends up being a beast running back, we could have just unlocked the secret on how you rebuild the Rams. Because I don't know. I figure we've been a few years in now, and not much success so far. And so I figure, what's one more year gonna hurt anybody, especially if it allows me to try something new that people don't normally do. So I figure, why not? Let's just try something new. Try something new with Tavon, and maybe something good will happen. I don't really know what to expect, but let's see. Let's just see. I mean, what if he ends up becoming if he becomes like a top rusher in the league? What I'll probably do is trade Todd Gurley for another player, for maybe another receiver or another defensive player. Probably. I mean, our defensive players need some work, and I don't know if it's because we've not played this franchise in a while, but this sim has taken quite a while. So, under the assumption that this sim is going to continue to take forever, I'm going to jump out right here, and we'll cut back in the moment that we get to the midseason. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, guys, we are back, and thinking about it, hindsight is 2020. I probably should have simmed a couple of weeks first and seen how Tavon Austin did at the running back spot before I just went balls deep and went all the way to midseason. But here we are. We're 3-4. I mean, that's not very good. It's just like I don't really know how to rebuild this team because I don't. Oh fuck, Connor Simon's injured, so that might be the reasoning. But I don't see where the issue was coming. Does it make sense? Like, where are we struggling? When you look at our lineup, I don't see how we're not positive with our record. I don't get it. Way behind the Seahawks, though. We're coming off a 38-17 win, though. That's a good sign. Of course, it's over the Chargers. They suck, so that's not a big deal. We haven't been playing actually that bad. I think it's our defense. I mean, look, we give up 31, 24, 27, 18, 43, 31. It seems like most of the games we lose is just because we get shot out. Seahawks, we lost them twice, so we're not catching up to those fuckers. But Chargers, I mean, maybe. I don't know how they're doing, but Simon was in there for that game. He got injured in that game, I think. Rushing-wise, Tavon had 3 touchdowns that game. Tavon might actually be the guy. And that's one game. I know I only checked one game, but he had 3 touchdowns that game? Really? Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, let's check it out. I mean, if Tavon's a beast, I'm going to flip out. Now, his carrying is probably the biggest issue, but I'm really excited. He probably has a lot of fumbles. Oh, he has 6 touchdowns, so 3 of the touchdowns were half of his season total touchdowns for one game. But he's averaging 5 yards a carry. What the heck? 601 yards. Now, the issue is we're not running the ball enough because 5 yards a carry is great. That's extremely good. So I don't see any issue there. He's got 4 receiving touchdowns too, so he's doing great from the backfield. Yeah, Tavon Austin's the new running back. I'm sorry, guys. I know I love Gurley. Gurley is a monster, but Tavon, in real life, of course, I would rather have Gurley than Tavon Austin at a running back. Obviously. But we got to look at this from a Madden perspective. Now, don't argue with me about the fact that Todd Gurley is better than Tavon. I'm not going to ever try to beat that argument because Todd Gurley is a beast. But in Madden, they're not giving him the credit he deserves, and they're allowing Tavon Austin to be a monster. So I'm going to allow Tavon Austin to be the starter because he's doing a phenomenal job. So, let's see. Connor's been out for 7 weeks, which will be basically the remainder of the season, almost exactly. So, that's really bad. I mean, oh man, let's just sim to the end. I mean, we're gonna sim to playoffs. I already know right now we're not gonna make it because with Connor Simon out, I really don't see how we're going to make that. Just without Connor Simon, who's basically our top QB, and we have a backup. And not only that, we only have one backup. So if he gets injured, we have fucking John Hecker, our punter, who's gonna be our quarterback. So that's gonna be a real issue right there. So this is gonna be a really interesting final couple of weeks. I don't really know what to expect. This is going to be really odd. So, we'll see how this finishes. Now, hopefully this one doesn't take us long. But once again, I'm going to bounce out, let the sim finish, and I'll be back at the end of the season, and we'll discuss. Hopefully we make the playoffs. And if not, we'll look at stats, see where we need to improve for the following off season. And hopefully we can make the playoffs in the next couple of years, because this is just ridiculous. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, guys, we are back. If you look, the first thing I saw when we got back, upgrade team, Tavon has the most XP, so that might be a sign that he had a pretty awesome season. We don't have a chance at that wild card game, though, as you see right there, which more than likely represents that we did not actually make the playoffs. So it's a little bit rough to think about. But if we're going to think about things that we actually want to work on with Tavon, I think the carrying is going to be the biggest issue. So I'd feel much more comfortable with him as a running back. If he has great carrying, the trucking and stiff arm, that's just not who he is. He's not one of those types of guys. He's more of an open field kind of juke, Barry Sanders type running back, since he's a running back nowadays. So I think we play to what he already has rather than trying to change who he is as a player. So we'll look at stats. Now the upgrading I like to do kind of just by myself because the upgrading takes a long time. So all the XP you see on the players, I will distribute that to each of those players. You don't have to worry about that. It looks like we finished 8-8 with Connor Simon not even in the lineup. So yeah, we finished 8-8 without Connor Simon. So I think honestly we have the group of guys we need. I think it's just that Connor Simon. Wait, our backup Chris Garrett, that rookie. Look at him. He did great compared to Connor Simon. Simon had 12 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Chris Carey had 16 to 8. Now, I'm not going to get the next couple of episodes done for a little bit, like a couple of days. So, in those couple of days, if you're watching this episode, do I try Chris Garrett next year because of these stats, or do I give Connor Simon the starting job as he's had it? Because I don't know. Chris Garrett, those are amazing stats, and he led our team to an 8-8 record, better completion percentage, better everything. I don't know, guys. Comment down what you think about that. Rushing wise, Tavon, 1,400 yards with 12 touchdowns and a 5.3 yard or rushing average. That's crazy. Only 2 fumbles. That's oh my goodness. That's just phenomenal. Only one 20 plus rush yard. What the heck am I saying? Only one 20 plus rushing yard gain. That's the most difficult thing I've ever said. We're not even gonna try it. And that was actually a 54 yarder. So, man, Tavon Austin, Chris Garrett. Look at this. I actually want to show you guys this. He had a 74-yard touchdown run. Look at that. That's awesome. 74 yard is his longest run. That's really impressive. Tavon Austin also had 5 receiving touchdowns. So he's like a little LaDainian Tomlinson. 17 total touchdowns from the running back position. Phenomenal job from him. We did a great job. I mean, Caesar Griffin, the rookie we got a couple years back. Look at him. He's finally having a great year. Best guy on our team in terms of receiving yards and tied for first in receptions. I don't know why Cooper was so far down there, but maybe Caesar Griffin's earning a top spot too. But all these stats are really weird to me because like these guys don't have the highest overalls, but they're playing better than most of the other guys. So if you see some things in here and you're noticing some signs and some trends, and you think you know what I can do to fix it, like maybe allow Caesar Griffin to be the number 1 receiver and allow that new quarterback to actually take the starting role, we might have to try some risky moves in order to change this team. And I know it's going to be really difficult to do, but I think it might be worth it in the long run. As Nick Fairley only had 2 sacks, why the hell are we paying you so much money if you only got 2 sacks? Interesting stuff. As my battery just died, let me plug that in. So there we go. Yeah, comment down some moves you think I should make. We're gonna just look at our team's stats real quick. We'll look at kick returning and punt returning, and then after that, I think we're good just to kind of complete this episode and kind of start up the next one. So we're gonna look here. Tavon Austin had a pretty nice year in terms of kick returns, and a pretty nice year in terms of punt returns. He had a punt return touchdown, 85 yards, unbelievable. Tavon Austin, just a crazy player. I'm really glad to have him now that he's a running back. I think that's exactly where he should be. So that's the end of the episode. If you guys enjoyed, please click like button below. Make sure to comment your opinion of this series and what I can do to make it more interesting in the comment section below. I want to say I'm sorry that I had to take a little break there, and I don't intend on taking another one. Like that's fine. I just had to take that break because I had my winter break. I was on vacation, so it's not going to be a trend. That's basically the only reasoning for it. And lastly, subscribe if you have not already to stay tuned to this series and other series I got going on my channel. Thank you guys so much for the continuous support and just really liking this series so much. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.